Good evening, everybody. This is an official Bristol Township Council meeting, November 18th, 2021. Starting time is 7:05. So please stand for Pledge of Allegiance. A moment of silence for our service personnel fighting for us overseas, and of course here, our police officers protecting us 24/7. I always forget, and our emergency personnel protect us every day.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Roll call.
President Bowen.
Here.
Vice President Murphy.
Present.
Mr. Antonello.
Here.
Mr. Blaylock.
Here.
Mr. Glasson.
Here.
Mrs. Wagner.
Present.
Before the meeting, we met in executive session. Scott?
Yes, in the executive session prior to this meeting, the Bristol Township Council discussed matters involving personnel issues, litigation, and real estate matters.
Thank you. Monthly reports are available for review in the Township Manager's office. Public comments will be taken on land development and official action items. General comments will be taken during opportunity for residents to address council. So next we have swearing in of police officers, Nowicki and is it Dieter? Dieter? Thank you. Yes.
Well, again, Council, I'd like to thank you for all the support that you provide the police department and your continued support. And I also want to shout out to the community, Bristol Township community, for all their support for our law enforcement officers here as well. We have two officers to swear in tonight. Both these are current officers who came in during the COVID restriction times. So they've been out on the street working for a number of months now. The first officer I'd like to call up is John Nowicki. John. Officer Nowicki grew up in the Newtown area and graduated from Archbishop Wood High School in 2017. John graduated in December of 2020 from Westchester University with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. While attending college, John also served as a volunteer firefighter with the Westchester Fire Department. After his graduation from college, John enrolled himself in the Delaware County Community College Police Academy and graduated in June of 2021. John has told us he's always wanted to be a police officer, and his dream came true on March 22nd when he was hired by the Bristol Township Police Department. And we look forward for many years of good service, protecting the men and women of the Bristol Township community. So, Judge Hughes, who is up front, from Court 4.
So if we could just, Terry, I know it's your first time. Do you mind holding this?
Mind using that?
So everybody can hear?
I think they can hear you without it. Testing 1, 2. Whoa. Okay. Glad we tested that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you this, you repeat after me and make sure you do what I told you to do.
Absolutely.
And you get a copy of it. Make sure you get your copy. It's in here. All right. All right, so the oath of office, I state your name.
I, John Nowicki,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will enforce the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and I will enforce the laws of this Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity, integrity, honesty,
with fidelity,
integrity,
integrity, and honesty,
without consideration to a person's race,
without
consideration to,
Without
without,
consideration.
right,
to a person's race,
color, sex, religious creed,
color, sex, religious creed,
sexual orientation, age, and national origin.
sexual orientation, age,
It's a long one. Ancestry, gonna pronounce that wrong, handicap or disability.
Ancestry, handicap, or disability.
Thank you. As a police officer of the Bristol Township Police Department.
A police officer of Bristol Township Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead. No, he's good. Oh, I thought they were going to take pictures.
Well, she is.
Congratulations and welcome. Dream come true.
Officer Nowicki, congratulations.
See you on the fire scenes too. Just don't block.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Mom's got to get up there, too.
Very proud.
That's great.
Thank you.
Got it? No? Okay. How about you guys just stand and you can picture?
Okay, next up, Officer Brianna Dieter. Please come on. Officer Dieter is from the Chester County area in Pennsylvania. Officer Dieter earned a degree in criminal justice from Stevenson University in 2014, and while she studied abroad one semester working with law enforcement in South Africa. Prior to her employment with Bristol Township, Officer Dieter worked as a supervisor in retail loss prevention. Officer Dieter attended the Delaware County Police Academy, where she graduated within the top of her class in 2020. Officer Dieter and her wife Carissa are excited now to be a part of the Bucks County community, and we are excited to have Officer Dieter working to serve and protect the Bristol Township community for many years to come. So I'm going to call Carissa up and hold the Bible.
All right, I still have the microphone. I state your name.
I, Brianna Dieter,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the Commonwealth,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will enforce the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and I will enforce the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and the office
and the office
with fidelity, integrity, honesty,
with fidelity, integrity, honesty,
without consideration to a person's race, color, sex, religious creed.
without,
It's a law. Go ahead.
without in consideration to a person's color, sex, race, or religious creed,
Sexual orientation, age, or national origin.
sexual orientation, age, or national origin,
Ancestry, there's that word again, handicap or disability.
ancestry,
Go ahead. Handicap or disability.
handicap, or disability.
As a police officer with the Bristol Township Police Department.
As a police officer with Bristol Township Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. I want to say a few words.
Your Honor, it's a pleasure to see you. So, real quick, everybody at home, this was Lieutenant Hughes, who moved and is now our judge. Retired.
Bristol Township Lieutenant?
Yes, retired lieutenant, and now is our district, thank you, district judge.
Right.
It's great, it's good to see you again.
When did you get sworn in, Terry?
Last Friday, I got temporarily appointed by the governor and the state senate to start early.
Yeah,
November, December.
got it. Good, glad you did that.
I just like to say, it works.
I just, I want to thank you. Yes. Hold on, Terry.
There
I
it
want
is.
to, they're leaving. Thank you, and congratulations to everybody.
Thank you all.
Chief Colton, good to see you. Thank you.
Before the officers leave, I just want to say that give me a microphone, you got problems. It's ironic that I started here in 1990 when I was hired, so it was an honor to swear you guys in tonight in the same place, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. It's going to take a little bit. It's always good. Next, we have community introduction of Dr. Rita George from Lower Bucks Hospital. Good, how you doing? Is, Rita, is that microphone, nope, stand right there. See that button? Is it green?
No, there
Push,
you go.
push,
Yes.
there you go.
Thank
There you go. Now you're on.
So hi guys, thank you for having us tonight. Well, as we know, or as how you guys know, Lower Bucks is going through a lot of changes in the last, sorry. So my
Okay.
name is Lorena Rodriguez de la Garza. I'm the physician liaison and community development for Lower Bucks Hospital. So as I was saying, thank you. We're going through a lot of changes. We're being hiring different doctors in order to serve the community better. So we are very excited. This is Dr. Church is our last hiring. So I just very pleased to introduce her to everyone. So here she is.
Hello,
Welcome.
everyone. Thank you. My name is Rita George. I'm a family medicine physician. I just recently started working at the Community Health Center at the 3rd floor of Lower Bucks. I grew up in Northeast Philadelphia. I went to residency in Virginia. So I'm really glad to be back in this area and to be able to serve this community. Lorena wanted me to mention that I'm taking walk-ins and new patients. So. Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, thank you for coming back.
It's good,
Thanks.
it's good to know, because there's definitely.
A need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a need.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming out.
And by the way, we have booster shots Thursdays.
Okay.
You just have to make an appointment. So please call the hospital and booster shots. Okay.
Okay, great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. A phone number before you go of the hospital? You're here on TV, so might as well put that out there.
Yes, this is bad. I don't know my memory. It's the general number. Wait, give me a second. This is 215-785-9200, and then you ask for Kelly Brenton.
Okay, great.
She's the one who.
Okay, I'm glad
did that.
you
Thank
came
you,
back.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great. Next moving, we have a presentation of first reading of Township Manager's proposed 2022 Township Budget.
All right, thank you, President Bowen. So we just have a brief summary, and then afterwards, would like to request authorization to advertise, and then we will post the budget online, have any questions, and then we'll have our budget presentation at our next meeting in December. So just like to say that we are happy to present a balanced budget with no tax increase, no rate increases for sewer or for trash. So the millage will be staying the same as proposed for 2022. This shows that the millage has stayed the same. For real estate, it was reduced slightly for refuse over the last decade. And we have our proposed summary of revenue and expenses. Again, it's a balanced budget. The general fund has a slight increase due to contractual obligations. Notable is some of our grant funding. We received American Rescue Fund grant funding for storm and sanitary infrastructure improvements. We are also have the ability to spend some of the money on the fire companies and the rescue squads. As rather than raise taxes, we're able to provide that funding for an average of 3 years on what a increase would be if we were to do a tax increase. We have several capital projects planned for the year. The Park and Rec Center, the Community Center, fire station, and the wastewater treatment plant expansion. We are doing a lot of, like I said, infrastructure improvements, cleaning out of storm and sanitary, water lines, sanitary lines. Tonight we'll be taking out an additional debt for the wastewater treatment plant, so that'll bring our proposed debt fund up a little. And the community development fund is for the CDBG funding that we've had action plans showing all the projects that we're going to do for that. So other than that, of a brief summary, it's authorization to advertise the budget.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Patrick Antonello, second by Sidney Murphy on the motion. Is there any questions?
How much money are we gonna get from the infrastructure bill?
You have to come up.
Right, how do we know? Can you?
Oh, my name's Edward Petchel.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Address? And, yeah, in your address.
43 D. We're in Dogwood, another town. With the infrastructure, $1.2 trillion, and since we've had such a large projects and things, what are we looking at as far as getting out of this infrastructure bill?
We don't. It hasn't been passed. We don't know yet.
Details are not available to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we don't know.
It hasn't trickled down to local governments yet.
Right. Yeah. We'll go after, there's money there. That I can assure you.
They might have already, kind of,
Don't know yet.
some people and things like that.
Well,
No.
hold on.
States may know what, there's a formula in the bill for how much each state will get.
Yeah, it hasn't
And
trickled to local.
I'm not, conversant with what exactly that formula is.
You're talking about a major project for your sewers and things like that.
Well,
Yeah,
that's,
well, we've
that's
been-
what we're using. We also received the American Rescue Fund Act, money. So that's for sanitary and storm sewer improvements, and that's what we allocated out of the $15.8 million that we received from that. We allocated $10 million, half for storm, half for sanitary. And so this is for, right now we're contracted with a company that is televising and cleaning all of our storm and sanitary. We're going to just continue to do that, and then they're bringing back reports of priority projects for either lining, point replacements, et cetera. So as we're going through, we're doing all of that work. So that's what that money is for. We, in 2015, I believe, we took out a loan for the wastewater treatment plant expansion, and tonight is an additional funding for unknown environmental issues that we found. So everything is funded, and we welcome any more money that we can get, and then we can go for.
Thank you, Ed. So on that motion, any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
And you might as well let everybody know, once it is
the detail that has been provided in this budget. Once it's posted, I highly recommend that you read it. You will truly understand what every department does and the services that they provide to every single one of us. It's very good reading. You will not be let down.
Okay, next, public hearing and ordinances. An ordinance that authorizes the incurrence of non-electoral debt pursuant to the issuance of general obligation notes 2021 A Series. Ms. Elton.
Thank you. As I alluded, that we are taking out, or requesting to take out an additional $7.5 million. The interest rate is in the loan agreement right now, is at 2%. Right now, the actual rates are at 1.9. So when we close, we'll get locked in a rate. This is for the unexpected additional environmental contamination that we found in the wastewater treatment plant soil and water, that additional funding is needed to mitigate.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy,
Second.
second by Patrick Antonello. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next, we have an ordinance that authorizes the execution of a cable franchise agreement between Township of Bristol and Verizon Pennsylvania LLC.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Mary Ann Wagner,
I'll second it, Chris.
second by Joe Glasson. On the motion, is there any questions about the franchise agreement? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone else opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a consent agenda. We're going to move along. We have a consider approval of voucher list and requisition dated November 18, 2021, in the amount of $2,299,239.67. Consider approval October 21, 2021 council meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mary Ann Wagner.
Agenda items.
I'll second it.
Who was that? Yeah, Mary Ann. Motion by Mary Ann. And, oh, Ray, good to see you.
How you doing?
And second by Ray Blaylock. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next, we have report Township Manager.
You. I actually forgot about the report. I was doing the budget so much. I have nothing else to report other than what we've discussed. Thank you.
Make up next meeting, you can make that up. Township Solicitor.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Bowen, how are you tonight?
I'm very
Council,
good.
how are we?
It's a beautiful evening.
Yes, it is. Two items on your agenda here coming up. We have the Phase 2B of the Amazon project. It's a preliminary and final land development here for approval. And another one is, it'll be item 10F. We are finishing up the street modernization project, and one of those projects included that land development with Aldi. We've agreed to work with them and do a cost-sharing agreement, so that agreement has been drafted, reviewed by their council, and looking forward to getting it executed and get this project finalized.
It's about time.
Yes. And other than that, we just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving next week. Healthy, safe, and enjoyable holiday.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That's Scott. Okay, moving right along, we have application of 1201 Edgeley Avenue Associates, 1201 Edgeley Road, Levittown, PA, requesting sketch plan review for a 3,000-foot storage facility with small office on appropriate property located at 7018 Beaver Dam Road, Levittown, PA, tax parcel number 5-074-145, and a M2 heavy manufacturing. Hello.
There you go.
There we
Good
go.
evening. Good to see everybody. It's green, yes. So my name is Jan Jochems. I'm with Independence Engineering, and the client has asked us to be here tonight to do a little presentation of the sketch plan. So if you want to go to the next slide, this was just a little cover. So this is the plan that we submitted for review that you all have in front of you. And we thank everybody for the actual review that we got. But we wanted to just submit it to get a general feeling of the possibilities of this. So this is located on Beaver Dam Road. Was it about 300 feet from the Edgeley fire station? And it's an overall parcel, as you can see on the right top corner of the plan, that's like 2.75 acres. And our client, the applicant, is planning on only doing some work on about 0.6 of an acre, and leave everything else by itself, the way it is. So we wanted to just come here in front of you and see what the general consensus was of the possibility, if we could put a warehouse/office on this property. So if you go to the next slide, please. After we got the reviews back and we spoke to our client a little bit more, we got more feel about what they wanted to do exactly there. So I updated the sketch plan a little bit. And as you can see, compare this plan to the one that is in front of you, you can see that we were proposing 15 parking spaces prior, with 5 parking spaces along Beaver Dam Road on the outside of the existing fence that's there. And we had 10 parking spaces on the inside of the fence. Our client indicated that he didn't need that much parking because it's really just going to be him working there. So only one person, maybe a second person every once in a while part-time. So he required maybe 5 parking spaces. So in this sketch, we decided to get rid of the parking spaces along Beaver Dam Road. As it's also a PennDOT road, they probably won't necessarily allow the parking in the front for new construction. So we said, let's get rid of it. And they also wanted to add overhead doors on the front, 2 or 3. So the parking spaces in the front of the building have been removed as well. So those are the main changes. Everything else stays the same. The building is still 3,000 square feet. It will still be a warehouse and a small office and general storage in the back. And the intent is still to do stormwater management for these improvements. So the client also made us aware that they do not want to subdivide the 2.75 acre property, but they're just hoping to get the green light or get the consensus to just build on this 0.6 acre property. And that's really it, I think.
There's already a building there, right?
There is a building, not where this is. There's nothing there.
This is all empty, I think.
That's all empty. It's a strangely shaped property, and you can see there is a building next to it in the top right corner, which is on the corner of Beaver Dam and Edgeley Road, and that's the only building that's there currently.
I guess that's not it then. No, that's not it. It's
Edgeley Road, where's Edgeley Road?
Yeah, Beaver Dam and Edgeley, right there.
Yeah, where you see on the right top of the large image, where it says RD, that's Edgeley Road.
If you look
I
at
see
this.
it. Gotcha. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So you're building
quick
this
question.
new building, what are you doing with the existing building?
There's not an existing.
No, it's not on that parcel.
There's
Where
not.
we're proposing a 3,000 square foot, there's nothing there.
Okay.
What's in the back? Is there a building in the back part of that, or?
No,
No.
there's no building.
Okay.
The only buildings really, the only building on that actual property
Yeah.
is the one all the way on the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other 2 buildings are different properties.
And,
Okay.
and so, in terms of employees, just the one owner, the owner?
Yeah, it's the
And
owner.
it's food products?
No, it's I'll read it because he had to tell me.
No, that's
He does storage and repair of and integration of technology for the television and broadcast industry. So
What does that mean?
Yeah, that's a good question. We asked that too. So
Oh, business.
it's electronic storage and an indoor integration of TV mobile units and SNG trucks every once in a while. And the TV mobile units are like the, what is it, the
I got you,
television trucks that
ABC
you got?
News.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
I
trucks.
got you.
Our client does installation and repair of those kinds of trucks and other small electronic.
But no manufacturing
No.
at that site
That is correct.
currently?
No.
All right. The rest of the site, he's the same owner, right?
Yeah, I think I don't know, Mike, is he the owner, or is it his family that owns the property? It's the family that owns the property. He's one of-
Okay. So, and he doesn't conduct this business currently in that other building or anything?
No, he does not.
Okay. So he has an opportunity to, well, I don't, personally, you guys, I don't have a problem with any of this right now, as it stands.
Kurt, how's it look, setbacks, everything?
Yeah.
And you're here tonight. Not customarily used to seeing
Right.
in
Right.
we know all the zoning issues, if there are any, or any waivers, and so on and so forth. I believe it is, yeah.
M2, yes.
So,
M2.
yeah, there's a lot of question on this one because of what the regulatory, you might think, hey, it looks great, you know, but how does it fit in the, there is, it backed up against that railroad track has historically been, over by the firehouse, has historically been a target on our, yeah. So as far as, you know, principal uses on the site, under the same ownership, not being subdivided, you know, that's a question. Whether there's any zoning, we don't know, because there wasn't enough data on the sketch.
Change Mike, get Scott's.
Pretty soon we'll be hardwired, we won't have this problem.
You guys do that on purpose, don't you?
Yeah, we like to see you struggle.
So we would have to see more data added on the plans to get into that level of detail as to whether or not there's any zoning relief that would be needed or what waivers would be needed.
And you could submit that and get feedback from both our engineers and our building and planning department, who are really excellent resources for folks looking to do development.
We actually submitted this plan, and we actually got a review from Kurt already, sketch plan review with other comments about, think about this in the future. So we were also surprised to be on the meeting. Glad to be here, but we weren't sure if that was necessary, but it was, the client just wanted to get an initial thought of, hey, is this something that the township is okay with or they don't want?
We always want development.
that's good.
Just parking.
Parking.
How many parking spots altogether?
I can explain that real quick.
So, well, let me explain. The
Okay.
only thing I'm worried about, what's limited parking down the road, 20 years, sells the building.
Yeah.
We got a major truck shop there.
Yep.
And there's cars all over the road because there's no parking. It's my only, that's why is there anything in the back if they need parking in the back? You know, down the road, 20 years, 30 years.
Yes.
You know?
So there's the whole area, the hatched area in the back. I don't know if you can kind of
I
see
get
it
it.
on the plan, right? I can also walk over there and point it out if you need me to. Okay. So if you look here, the stormwater management area that we anticipate needing is this area right here. So it's like, it's a larger area. We anticipate that will be large enough for us to use. Then this area is actually connected through a driveway, two-way driveway. That's going to be used for general storage at this point because there's no need for anything else. So in the future, there is all this area that could be used for parking as well. And at this point, our client says we need 4 or 5 parking spaces. Per the ordinance, I think it's required 5 or 6 for a building of this size, but we'll have to work that out as well, so.
Okay, that's just as long as there's room for expansion of parking down the road when I'm somewhere else in space and that property gets sold.
So the way the ordinances are set up, and the reason why we have ordinances to begin with, is we do try to ensure that a property gets developed in a fashion where it could be used by another user in the future. Because if something is only, able to be built for one particular user, that user goes out of business, these properties just sit, become blighted, and it's a disaster. So in our ordinance, we do have some flexibility. You're allowed to have parking held in reserve, but you must show that the site can accommodate that much parking. And there's also loading requirements and things. So while they have to fit all the pieces of the puzzle in, and we see that they are able to fit, we can make the concession at their request to not have to construct an overabundance of parking that they may not need for this user, but the next user could come in, drop that parking in, and be in compliance with the parking calcs.
Okay, good? Okay.
Most of them properties over there have no stormwater management already, so am I correct with the fact that this could actually be a plus to that area to start anyway?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a detriment to the area. What they would be required to do is at least make the site back to what its current condition is. So if they're adding any increased runoff, they have to mitigate that through stormwater management. So not necessarily going above and beyond to fix sins of the past or things like that, but at least neutralize it to make it no worse than it is today.
Yeah, and our client and us, we're fully aware of all that stuff.
Okay, great. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck.
Have a
Hope
great
to
night.
see you soon.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you. Next, we have an application of AR Foods LLC, 963 Street Road, second floor, Southampton, PA, requesting sketch plan review for Checkers Quick Service Restaurant with drive-through located at 399 Bristol Pike, Croydon, PA. Tax parcel 5-008-002 and 5-008-056, and a C commercial.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I do have a green light. Okay.
Ah, good.
I apologize. We had sent over a PowerPoint, real brief PowerPoint to Mr. Scott later this afternoon, but I'm sure Randy didn't get it yet, so we just have the flash drive loading up. But just by way of background, my name is David Shafkowitz. I'm here on behalf of AR Foods LLC, which is an owner and operator of Checkers Restaurants. The particular piece of property that we're here to get some feedback on tonight is 399 Bristol Pike. It's located in the Township C Commercial District. I think the board might remember this one as right now it's an unused Wells Fargo bank location. So it was great to hear about what Kurt was mentioning about trying to be able to reuse particular sites in the township, and I think this is an interesting opportunity for that, in that we have a bank that went out and we have an opportunity to propose a reuse of this site. Just by way of background, the site's about 28,000 square feet. There is an existing parking lot. There is an existing building. I don't know how well you can see on there. This way. Hey, look at that. Now you just got to remember where the property is. Okay. Right there. Would it help, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Okay. So as you're looking on your plan, 399 Bristol Pike is this parcel right here. It is bound by Neshaminy and Clover, I believe. There's access from Clover. There's 2 access from Neshaminy, and I believe the old drive-throughs come out onto Bristol Pike. The applicant is going to propose to use the existing parking lot, which is about 33 parking spaces, develop 1,000. The total building's about 3,300 square feet. We're going to develop about 1,000 square feet into the Checkers restaurant, and the other 2,300 square feet to just the neighborhood convenience store. We are going to reuse the drive-through because what I've learned from my clients who are here tonight also, that Checkers is mostly a drive-through oriented business. There's no indoor seating. They are proposing a little outdoor area for community use and potentially for people in the nicer weather to be able to come order some food and maybe sit outside. But it's mostly a drive-through business. They don't have the type of volume, let's say a Dunkin' Donuts, Burger King, or those types of places do, and they're mostly oriented towards lunch and dinner, not really breakfast. But we were able to develop a double stacking lane that merges into a one stacking lane, and then arguably have a bypass lane as well. We know that from Kurt's letter, there's a lot of things to look at, but we wanted to present the plan, get some feedback, and get some thoughts.
Question on the stacking, it always seems to be a problem.
Yeah, it's a big issue.
Yeah, I probably agree with you. It's not going to be like the Dunkin' Donuts where, that between 7 and 8:30, people are out.
Yeah, this is.
But is there enough room for stacking?
Well,
So you're not out on 13?
Yeah, well, the good news is with having Clover Avenue, not that we want to impede on any residents down the road, but one of the things we were able to develop is this double stack lane, so we have 2 order areas, which, in looking at the plan, gives about 8 or 9 cars at the ordering, and then another 3 cars to get to the window. So giving us about 12-car stack. But obviously, we are open to, work with Kurt and, coming up with what would be the best way to handle it. We would think that based on the volumes that we have, which we can bring in more detail as we develop the plan, how many people they serve on an hourly basis, that they don't see the same kind of volumes, they just see more use of the driveway. So we're, a Dunkin' does 60, 70 cars an hour, maybe these guys do 30 to 40 cars an hour, that kind of thing. So, but we're hoping that when the weather improves too, they improve on that walk-up business. And
You'll knock the former bank down?
no, as a
You're gonna
matter of
use it?
fact, we got this picture to show you.
Okay.
So it's really like an adaptive reuse. So we still have room, which it might be good to work with you guys on the architecture for the convenience store component. But the building will be remodeled. And this is what a Checkers looks like today, more or less. The way it's designed, the way they have the walk-up window, the way they use the drive-through, the signage, which obviously we would take through the appropriate, confirm that it's otherwise compliant with sign requirements and the like. And then this is what the internal layout would look like in terms of, at least initially, what a Checkers clearly looks like and how they operate, and the type of space they need. And then the convenience store generically, but we know we need more detail on that as well. But, we've worked with the township before, and, we have no problem kind of further developing the architecture. So if we're making use of this building, well, it'll be an improvement, from what it was and what it's sitting there with today.
And Kurt, there's no stormwater management on that site now? Do you know?
I actually don't know, based
Okay.
on the
I don't
level of
think there
information
is,
submitted.
So you'd have to add that?
And again, it would be same principles.
Yeah, as a-
If they're adding impervious coverage or increasing the runoff, then they would have to mitigate that.
Yeah, the one thing I'm glad you brought that up, because one thing we were looking at, and Adam Powell is our site design engineer is with us. It looks like at least to start, Kurt, we were able to do like a 15% reduction on impervious. We're gonna try to get to that 20%, which would help alleviate some issues and I think address some of those concerns too. But we believe we can reduce actually impervious cover on this site. And I guess there's there's existing drainage and inlets and stuff on the site.
Correct, so there's an existing inlet that sits in the.
Can you, yeah, thanks. And just your name, so we,
Adam Powell, civil engineer. There is an existing storm inlet that sits in the middle of the existing driveway and
Right.
ties into the system that's on Route 13. So there is an inlet on our site. Right now, the site is about 99% impervious coverage.
Right.
We're proposing to do landscaping around the building, getting that impervious coverage down to about 85%. Now, there are some areas in the parking lot, like right now, there's some islands that are just asphalt that are striped, that we have the ability to possibly convert that even to more lawn area. So there's definitely ways to benefit from stormwater management on this site without going to all the bells and the whistles, and also provide some additional green space and kind of soften up the hardscape that's sitting there now. And the nice thing is having an inlet on site, that if there is anything that's required, we have a place to tie into without having to chase all over the place for it. So yes, there'll be a benefit when we're done.
and you don't know how long that bank's been sitting empty. I lose track of time. You have any idea?
Well, I know,
How long, a year? Ray would know, sorry.
yeah, and the good news is our clients actually own the property now. They're not under contract, they bought it, they're committed, they're hoping that we'll be able to proceed. But the one issue that we do have is there will be a parking variance for this one, right? Like I said, we have about 33 parking spaces. I think the ordinance requires somewhere in the low 40s. But, we'll pursue.
It's not a sit-down business.
Well, that's going to be the basis for our
A
relief, for
reduction,
sure. So,
yeah.
thank God.
I'll be very honest with you.
Take some more pictures, of course.
I frankly have concerns about those two roads and,
Yeah.
the amount of cars,
Well-
how that's going to work.
No, and it's as part of, I'm sure Kurt will tell you, as part of what we already retained a traffic engineer to look at those issues. So we plan on preparing those studies or that look, or give not just come in with the plan and say, hey, it'll work. We hope to be able to prove to Gilmore that it does.
Right. And for me, that's the thing that jumps out at me the most is we already know that that's a congested area. you know, which is also the benefit of opening up a restaurant there.
Right,
I
yeah.
get it. I get it. And my goal is always to say yes to new business and development. But at the same time, that's my concerns right now, is traffic.
It has
And the
to be
way that's set up and what you're talking about, cars per hour, and where are they going to go? And there's 2 exit lanes onto 13 right now. That one line goes down to 2. You'll never be able to make a left out of there, so everybody has to go right when they come in, right? That's going to be the feed. Am I looking at this right?
Yeah, I mean, they come in Clover, make left
Yes.
into the site.
And then you have to make a right when you leave.
Yeah, I'm not sure what limits PennDOT will put on that, but they will tell us for sure.
You will no way be able to allow a
probably
left-hand turn
physically
coming out of
can't.
there. You cannot, it will not happen.
Yeah.
So.
But the other thing that's good is that we have to refine it a little bit further, but with our bypass lane, we're gonna feed people into the parking lot. So if it turns out that
I got you.
if it gets a little crowded on the stacking, or it seems like it's too long, they can work their way around and go right into the parking lot, park, walk up, and then leave.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I look forward to seeing the rest of that, and,
No, it's
our goal is to see a dormant property, become functional, so,
yeah, but it's gotta work. I
Yeah.
understand.
good enough. Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you
All
back.
right, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate
Good luck.
everybody's time.
Next, we have an application at Amazon Services LLC, 410 Terry Avenue, North Seattle, Washington, requesting primary and final land development approval for driveway relocation to existing distribution center located at 6300 Bristol Pike, Levittown, PA, tax parcel number 5-73-119-002, and an M2 heavy manufacturing zone district. Hi, come on up.
How you guys doing?
Good, how you doing? You been here before?
No.
No? Oh, welcome.
Thank you. Last man standing, I guess, too.
What's that?
Last man standing, it seems.
Yeah, we put you last. You can hang out with us.
So, my name is Sean Muntz. I work with Bowler. Here representing CJ Bach, engineer of record. I'm sure he's been in front of you guys before. So, we are here tonight to represent the Amazon facility and one last little tweak to the plan. It's located at 6300 Bristol Pike, just down the street here. So, as you guys are, I'm sure, familiar with the project, they came in last summer. We did approximately 280 parking spot or van space parking area in the back, and made some improvements in the front of the lot, as well as kind of internal improvements to the building and the roof and whatnot, to support the Amazon use.
Can you turn that microphone more towards you?
Sorry.
Here, thank you.
That better?
Yep.
Yeah, they'll let us know.
So this plan is what we're calling Phase 2B of the project, and that is to come in and realign the driveway, the main driveway in and out of the parcel. So that is located right up here. It just basically makes it, increases the throat length a little bit, increases safety, and this is all part of the PennDOT HOP plans as well. So we kind of amended the land development plans to incorporate all their line work. I believe it has a turn lane here as well. So we are actually decreasing impervious, as Kurt will attest to. And by increasing the throat, like I said, it adds a little bit of landscaping, a little grass area up there by the entrance. So that is what we are proposing tonight. I believe we have 11 waivers, all of which were more or less previously in front of you for the other phases of the project. So.
Kurt?
Yeah, we have no comments on this one tonight. This was something that was in the works from the conception of the project.
It's, just comments, pretty major, just do a driveway change and a few things to see the intents of them plans. Wow. Jeez.
Bowler.
Yeah. I mean, it was, wow. So, that was pretty intense. Okay, so we need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello.
Second?
Second by Cindy Murphy. On the motion, is there any questions about moving that driveway?
You go right ahead.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Good luck. Thanks.
Thanks.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you. Have a
Bring
nice
some
day.
more
Thanks, guys.
projects. Let's
Stop
go.
back, Sean, see us. Bring another project with you.
Thank you.
Next, for other business. Any other business? Comments from council members? We're not there? Ah, geez, we got,
he is jumping
wow. Did I move ahead there? Oh,
Best
geez.
comments, Ray?
Ray?
Wow, I don't have a pen. I can't cross them off. All right.
Hey, listen, I would just like to take this opportunity to wish all our residents a happy and safe
Now you-
Thanksgiving, whether they're staying home and having family over or just eating by themselves. Have a great time.
All right, back to our agenda, request for proposal for 2021 and 2022 snow removal plowing services. What do we got there? Ms. Selton, Township Manager?
Thank you. We received 3 proposals in the RFP, area enclosures at or an effluent retrieval and kangaroo roof, all with 8 to 9 inch plows varying at 150 to 175 an hour, and effluent retrieval also has 10 to 11 inch plows and a backhoe at 185 to 195 an hour. And we recommend approving all on the list, and hopefully we don't have to use them.
Wait,
Just for
Wait,
clarification.
was that the
they're
only
10
peop-
to 11-foot plows.
Oh, did I say inch?
Yeah, with those hourly rates, it's gonna take a while.
wait, was that the only people that bid? With 3 people bid, no one else bid, and,
And we traditionally accept them all, and we call out as needed.
right, got it. I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonella.
I'll second it, Kurt.
Second by Joe Glasson on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have a request for proposal for 2022 tree trimming and removal services.
Thank you again, and we typically only receive 1 proposal. We did receive 2 proposals, shades of green at a daily rate of $18.75, and Joe McElveen at a daily rate of $38.50. We obviously recommend shades of green at the low proposal, and they have been our tree removal service provider for the last few years, and they've done an excellent job.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy,
Second.
second by Mary Ann Wagner on the motions. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And last here, development and cost sharing agreement for Edgeley and Mill Creek Roads traffic signal monitorization. Kurt?
I can take it, or you want to take it?
Scott wants to talk.
I got it, yeah.
And while we're, is that intersection getting improved too?
Yes,
The
yeah,
whole
there's,
thing
there's
open?
traffic improvements,
Oh,
it's based
thank
off, it, yeah.
God.
We have a new easement for the traffic signal, there's improvements. This was part of Aldi's, land development project, traffic signal modernizations were a part of it. We're doing the project as well. We agreed to add it into our bid, therefore we would do the cost-sharing agreement that they would pay for their portion that they were responsible for. And this is the memorialization of that.
I'll
Right,
make that
just-
motion. Oh,
Yeah, before there's a motion, just so you know, this is the 2 Green Light Go grants that were previously awarded, got halted with COVID. So the bid was for Edgeley and Mill Creek, and also for 5 Points. So they're moving forward.
fantastic.
Who has a motion?
That would be me.
Cindy Murphy. Second by Mary Ann Wagner on the motions. Are there any questions about getting that finally intersection?
I love it.
A quick question tied into that.
Yep.
That road, Edgeley Road there, from Edgeley and Mill Creek to 5 Points, who owns that road?
State.
State,
That's State Road, right?
need that
Yeah.
done.
It's brutal, isn't it?
It is beyond brutal, and we're gonna do this, we're gonna fix that light, we're gonna fix the 2 lights, and in between those 2 lights is, a trek through the Baja.
Well, let's talk to some people that we know.
I was gonna recommend that we reach out to our local elected representatives and state senators, especially state senators, who have a lot more influence with PennDOT, and ask them to do something.
Good. Okay.
There you
So,
go.
since I have attention deficit, I lost my focus.
It's down to all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. No, that's okay. I hear you, Pat. Phew, I drove that road a week ago. All right, so we're done there. Other business, is there any other business? Huh? Okay. Comments from council members?
Let's just remember, the parade is on Saturday, the 20th, starts at noon, starts at Brookwood, and travels down, what?
Mill Creek.
Yeah, to Mill Creek, to the Mill Creek School.
That's
So-
2 days away.
It is. Bring your kids out, bring their bags for candy.
I wish I had something to wear,
It's usually,
like a pullover or
Joe?
something.
Yes, so I also have a sad comment to make. It was just about a month ago that you guys offered your condolences to me and my family for the loss of my nephew. My brother Jimmy's son passed away, so another tragedy at Station 13. One of our life members, Kevin Reed, and his wife Michelle lost her 35-year-old daughter with a courageous battle with cancer on last Saturday. And just a little backstory, Kevin was a life member of our station, actually lived in Quincy Hollow in Middletown Township, but as you know, the situation with Quincy being right next to the firehouse, we always accepted members, and Kevin was an upstanding member of our station for probably 35 years plus, been a family friend also. So he also moved on to FEMA and had a great career and retired, but his daughter came up, obviously grew up in the fire department family, and met her husband at our firehouse, Sean Carson, and married. Well, she lost her battle with cancer last Saturday, and tonight was the viewing, so obviously I wasn't able to make it, but I just wanted to pass my condolences on to the family and to Sean, who is a single father now raising 2 children. So our condolences from the township and to somebody who has been supportive of Bristol Township for many, many years.
Thank you, Joe. I just want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas. I will not be here at the next meeting. They're getting the saw out to cut my right knee off and getting it replaced. And so I don't, that's on the 14th. I don't think I'll be hobbling up here. I think I missed 1 meeting out of 10 years. So I'll be missed 2. So anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And hope everything works out good, and I'll see you at the beginning of January. Anything else?
I know we mentioned the parade, but when's the tree lighting?
December 4th.
That's right.
Yeah, so come on out to the tree lighting. What time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. And we'll see it. It'll be posted all over Facebook some more. And so come on out and enjoy some hot chocolate.
There'll be refreshments?
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's cookies and hot chocolate,
Will Santa be there?
Santa and Mrs. Claus.
And Mrs. Claus this year?
Yes.
We are mixing it up. So anyway, thank everybody.
The only other thing you asked me to remind you to congratulate Marcia.
Marcia. Oh, and we forgot something else too. We need civil service.
Marcia, one more meeting and then she'll be up here.
Marsh, congratulations on your win on your election. She will be, Marcia's out in the audience, Marcia Dunlop, and she will be January sitting up here with us. Thank you. And that's about it. That's all I have to say. And
Does the township here have a drop-off point for, like, turkeys and stuff for?
you can come up, Ed. Ed had a thought.
Well, no, I just have a question. Does the township have a drop-off point for donating, like, turkeys and stuff for families in need?
No.
I don't think so. I know
The churches do, what,
schools are in Bristol Township.
St. Thomas,
I was just wondering if they drop it off at the borough.
There,
Phil Abundance did something at Acme too, I think. I didn't know about it, but I did see something, and I found out later that it was Phil Abundance that was giving out food, turkeys, and stuff for Thanksgiving.
how about the homeless shelter?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the homeless shelter.
I just want to donate one because, like I said, I'm far
So
The
St.
homeless
St.
shelter
Thomas
is a
Church,
great place, too.
they're having a Thanksgiving turkey dinner, and they're always happy to get a turkey dinner.
And then I
After the
know,
meeting, I'll give you a person contact you can contact. So if you want to buy a turkey or two, you can go down and,
and I'm sure the homeless shelter always, appreciates any donations.
yep.
And absolutely. And then I know Lower Bucks Hospital was also donating Thanksgiving dinners. They had reached out to the township and asked if we know of any families in the school districts that were in need.
Thanks, Ed. So again, I just want to thank everybody, wish everybody a new year. As it's coming to the end of the year, where did the time go? I want to thank, all of us working together, make this township a better place, and it's been it's been a pleasure. It's just fun. And I'm looking forward for next year.
When it works out like this,
Yep.
it is fun.
Yep. So on that, we need a motion to adjourn the meeting. We got a motion by Joe Glassen,
I'll second.
second by Patrick Antonello. All in favor to adjourn this meeting? Good night, everybody.
It's